Tamagotchi Plaza finally released on June 27th, and I have some thoughts about it. So if you want to know whether or not this game is for you, make sure to check out this video. Yo, welcome to Cozy Bichota. If you're new here, hola, my name is Natalia, and if you're not, bienvenido de nuevo. In today's video, I wanted to cover Tamagotchi Plaza and everything you need to know about the game, from its graphics to its gameplay to the type of game you're getting into if you had a different perception of it. Now, I'm somebody who absolutely loved Tamagotchi growing up. I used to collect a bunch of them, especially when they became super popular while I was in middle school. I would have my parents rush over to the store with me, any toy store in particular, and try to pick up the latest version. I also grew up playing the corner shop games on the DS, and the Nintendo Switch version is the newest addition to the series. I'm a huge nostalgia gamer, so I'm going to make sure we address that point, but the corner shop games were just so magical in the way that you got to play with the different Tamagotchis, interact with different characters, and play all these mini games and shops. However, the game itself wasn't always straightforward, as there weren't tutorials on how to do things all the time, and you kind of just had to figure it out and see how you progressed in the game. It still made a really big impact in my life, and I have continued to collect Tamagotchi related things as the years have gone by because of how much I love it. Now, what is Tamagotchi Plaza? Tamagotchi Plaza is set in Tamahiko Town on Tamagotchi Planet. Help serve Tamagotchi at unique shops and grow your shop's reputations, enticing new Tamagotchi to visit your shops. As the reputation of these shops improves, they will grow, and so will the variety of orders. Interact with over 100 different Tamagotchi customers and fulfill their orders. Enhance the look of your town and watch as your shops grow and offer more services. Now, the game released on June 27th, but did not come with a physical edition, which I was a little upset about as someone who has been trying to become more of a physical game collector. It did get released to the Switch with a Switch 2 upgrade to it. The Switch 2 upgrade includes more shops to manage, so if you're really into the game and want to get it on the Switch 2 just to get those extra shops, that might be something that you can look into investing. On top of that, the game also offers the feature of connecting with your Tama-Uni, so if you're somebody that still collects Tamagotchis or want to get your hands on the Tama-Uni, you can get it, and with the Tama-Uni, you can gain access to exclusive items, special events, and unlock different conversations with characters that are not part of the base game. Now let's go over some different factors of the game, and I think the one that really hits home for a lot of people is that this is a very big nostalgia game. Like I mentioned in my intro, somebody like me who absolutely adores Tamagotchi is going to be drawn to this game. And if you had any experience playing the corner shop games, then you just want to enjoy another corner shop game, but on the Switch. So the game itself does bring a lot of nostalgia with the sound effects, with the music, with the types of shops that are in there, with the Tamagotchi, old and even newer ones, with the type of gameplay behind the mini games itself. So if you know what the corner shop games are like and you are a very big nostalgia person, this is going to pull you in, and that's exactly what it did for me. And this will lead into me talking about the mini game part of this game. And this is either gonna make or break it for you, so listen up. In the base game, which is the Nintendo Switch version, you get 12 shops. If you do upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2 version, you get 15 shops, so you get 3 additional shops. The whole point of this game is to do a bunch of mini games by running different shops. So there's no real character development or in-depth storyline other than you want to upgrade your shops as much as possible, and you're just playing mini games non-stop. So if you're going to the tailor shop, you are going to play a bunch of mini games by fulfilling orders to create different shirts or outfits for different Tamagotchi characters, and the more you create, the more gotchi points you make. By the time you finally hit the last person that you need to interact with, whether it's the prince or the princess or the king, they will influence your ability to upgrade your shop to the next level. Once you unlock the next level of your shop, you're going to unlock more features within the shop itself in the mini games that you're playing. So if you're somebody that likes more of a brain off type of game where you don't need to worry about the character development or where the story is going, but just want to enjoy a bunch of mini games, you might really enjoy this game. And as someone who has to travel pretty long distances to get to work, this has been such a great game to bring with me on the train to play because I don't need to worry about anything else. I just play mini games, know where I'm going, and I can continue continue on my day and start it off on a nice note. But if you're someone that strives for character development, for a good storyline to follow, for romance, maybe some other elements to it, this game might not be for you. But if you're looking for just something that's kind of enjoyable, you can sit and play maybe for 20, 30 minutes, an hour, and just have something that you can play in the meantime to fill in some time, or because you love nostalgia, then you'll really enjoy this game. One last thing to mention about the gameplay is that some shops do offer offline co-op if you wanted to play with somebody, which I think is a nice little feature, but it's not the biggest feature out there when it comes to enjoying a co-op game, especially because it needs to be offline. And that basically covers the gameplay of Tamagotchi Plaza. On top of the fact that the different shops don't actually offer you tutorials on how to play the mini games, you kind of just have to figure it out yourself, which is very reminiscent to the corner shop games where you go into one of the shops and you're just thrown into it. So if you're someone who has had experience playing the corner shop games, it might be a little bit more intuitive to figure out how to play these mini games. But if you're someone that lives off of wanting to be able to have a tutorial or a guide or be able to refer back to how to do something, this game is not going to help you with that. It's not going to handhold you in how to play the games. For me, it was a little frustrating as a kid to have to go through that, but now as an adult, I look back on how I used to play the game and it actually makes me feel so nostalgic when I'm playing the mini games and trying to figure it out myself. The graphics. Now, the graphics of this game are absolutely stunning. I'm playing on my Switch as I don't have a Switch 2 right now, and I haven't noticed any sort of stuttering or any frame drops. The characters look chunky and vibrant and beautiful, and I really enjoy the graphics of it. When it comes to the controls itself, pretty easy. You just walk around and get to each shop. The camera maneuvering, you use the right joystick to move around the camera. It's not absolutely obligatory, but sometimes you want to look around. And when you're running, you don't actually use or hold down any buttons like A or B, you're actually holding down the R button, which I found a little bit uncomfortable, but not a deal breaker. The one thing I will say that I wasn't too fond of was the fact that you can open up the map, but it doesn't show you where you are on the map, and you can't drop a pin. So if I wanted to drop a pin to help me get from one shop to the other, it doesn't let me do that. And when you're first starting off with the game, it can be a little frustrating as you're trying to memorize where each shop is. I think the only things I wish were a little bit more intuitive or had a little bit more of a guide was how to properly decorate the park or the fountain area, or how to decorate the office of where you work and stuff like that. It's not as straightforward as you think, and it takes a little bit of time to figure out. So that would be where I would wish there was a little bit more of a tutorial. The music and sound effects. The music to me is just nostalgic of walking into each shop and hearing the very unique music that each one has. The sound effects though can be a deal breaker. However, you can go into the settings menu and lower them as low as you need them to, or just shut it off completely. It can be a little bit annoying if you're not used to the Tamagotchi sounds when they're talking and it's just this background nonstop, almost Animal Crossing like sound that goes on and on and on. So if you really get uncomfortable with that, you can go into the settings and turn it off. I'm kind of immune to it, I guess, at this point, and don't really mind hearing those sounds, but that can be really annoying. I do like that it offers the option to take it off if you want to and play around with the music and sound effects in general. The price. Now, the game is $40, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what you're looking for. In my honest opinion, as someone who really loves the corner shop games, I think 40 is a bit much, especially with the fact that in order to unlock more games, you need to upgrade to the Switch 2 version, or if you want to unlock other little tiny bits of the game that aren't essential for the base game in general, but just to enhance it a little bit more, you would also have to invest in a Tamagotchi Uni, and $40 can seem a bit much for just a mini game oriented game. So this might be a game that you might consider waiting to get when it's on sale. And I say that as someone who is enjoying the game and is happy with the purchase that she made, but also though, can see how that price is a bit much, especially with Switch 2 games costing a bit more and needing to pay to upgrade. For me, the $40 price tag is not worth it, so if you're somebody that can hold off on getting it, I would say wait to get it on a sale. On top of that, there is no physical edition of the game, so you are paying $40 for a digital version. Overall, I personally really enjoy Tamagotchi Plaza, but it is a game for specific audiences, so I would really consider everything that I talked about before deciding to get the game yourself, or maybe even just having a friend lend it to you so that you can try it out yourself or watch a stream as well. If you found this review helpful, please make sure to give it a like down below, and for more cozy and gaming content, make sure to subscribe. And from one bichota to another, stay cozy and see you next time. Adios!